نصلي على رسوله الكريم أما بعد. Every day we are faced with many circumstances and situations in which we have a choice to speak or remain quiet. What people normally do is they speak when they feel like speaking, and they're quiet when they don't feel like speaking. This is the normal trend. However, one step beyond that, a step which is, firstly, it's a sign of intelligence, and secondly, it's a sign of iman, is that a person is not just speaking when they feel like it, but rather they're speaking when it's appropriate to speak. They're not remaining quiet because they don't feel like talking, but rather they're remaining quiet when it is more appropriate for them to remain quiet. If people started implementing this one simple principle, many of the problems of the world would go away. But we act on impulse. We act based on our moods and our emotions, what's going through our mind right now, and usually that ends up dictating whatever our choices are. The Prophet ﷺ tells us, "Man kana yu'minu billahi wal yawmil akhir falyaqul khayran aw liyasmut." Someone who truly believes in Allah and the last day should either speak good or remain silent. So the question to ask when we have the opportunity to speak is that what I'm about to say, is it good or not? Is it something good? Is it something beneficial? Or is it partially good and partially not so good? Is it very good? Is it not good at all? This is where the mind of a believer is supposed to be, according to this hadith of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. A person who isn't even thinking of whether my speech is good or not, it's not even on their mind, it's not even on their radar. This person is in a very lowered state of iman, first of all. And secondly, this person is not using the intelligence that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given them. So some occasions where silence is better than words, it's more powerful than words, are when what we're about to say is either untrue, or it's hurtful to someone, it's going to cause damage to someone's reputation or to their feelings. It's going to stir up problems and cause fights, cause mistrust, and cause anger in people. Or it's something that is better left unsaid. Or it's something that's just taking up a person's time and energy, but it has absolutely no value. Sometimes people will walk around literally uttering gibberish to themselves. Someone is taking a piece of a song, some lyrics of a song, and they're repeating them over and over again. Someone's taking some other catchphrase or word and they're repeating it over and over again. And someone is just making comments at anything and everything, literally senseless and useless comments. It's a reflection. Remember, our words are a reflection of what's inside. إِنَّ الْكَلَامَ لَفِي الْفُؤَادِ وَإِنَّمَا جُعِلَ اللِّسَانُ عَلَى الْفُؤَادِ دَلِيلًا. Speech takes place inside first. The tongue is merely the mouthpiece, it's the interpreter, it's the one that conveys it. Somebody who's uttering a lot of useless things with their tongues, it means that there isn't a lot of useful stuff happening in the heart. There can be, there should be, but this person is not using their heart in the right way. They're not using their mind in the right way. How many fights break out just because someone said something inappropriate to someone, or someone responded to someone in an inappropriate way? Someone passed a comment about someone, Someone hurt someone's feelings. Someone insulted someone or their families. Somebody for example, made a racist comment. Somebody insulted another person's intelligence. Somebody passed a joke at the expense of someone else's sense of respect. All of these types of speech are those that if we were to take control over ourselves and not utter them, so many of our problems would go away. The default mode of a Muslim is to remain quiet, and they speak only if there is a great deal of benefit. That's what this hadith is telling us. فَلْيَقُلْ خَيْرًا أَوْ لِيَصْمُتْ. The default mode is stay quiet, don't say anything. You don't need to fill up the silence with noise. You don't need to fill up time with just useless talk. Every single word is written. Imagine those people who are saying a lot of irrelevant things, unnecessary things. On the Day of Judgment, it's going to be shown to us. In fact, one of the tabi'is said that, how would one of you feel on the Day of Judgment when he's shown his book and most of what's in there is nonsense? Every word is written. Every word is documented. And most of what's in there is nonsense. What would happen if somebody found that a lot of what was in there was vulgar language on the Day of Judgment, reading all these swear words? Because that's the language that they used. And every single thing in there is evidence either for this person or against this person. So that's why in Arabic they say that if words are worth their weight in silver, then silence is worth its weight in gold. Because there will be many occasions when a person speaks and regrets it. So many of you may have been reprimanded by your teachers for speaking out of turn, for saying the wrong thing, or so on and so forth. There are many occasions where a person speaks and regrets it, but it's hardly that a person will stay silent and regret being silent. So this is our default mode. And with this also, if we get control over this, it's also very easy to regulate behavior. It's very easy to create a sense of order in our movements, in and out of classes, in and out of the masjid, and conduct our activities in a very calm and peaceful way. It's the useless talking that gets people into trouble. The needless talking and the inappropriate talking. So this is something we all need to work on. That's why Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu sometimes would be sitting in a corner by himself, holding on to his tongue, grabbing his tongue, saying, هَذَا الَّذِي أَوْرَدِنِيَ الْمَوَارِدِ. If there's something that's going to ruin me, that's going to destroy me, that's going to take me to the displeasure of Allah, it's this tongue. Take control over the tongue. The iman is protected and a person's intelligence is secured. Let the tongue go, iman is damaged, damage occurs in the world, and a person's intelligence is compromised. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala enable us to speak smarter and speak only when it is important to speak or necessary to speak, and enable us to abstain from all of that talk and all of that usage of the tongue which causes pain and hurt to others and which brings the displeasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Wa sallallahu wa sallam wa baraka ala nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'in.